Thank you for watching the most profitable show in crypto history. Stop everything that you're doing. Now it's crypto time. Welcome to the Crypto Villas Show.
Hello guys, welcome to Crypto Villa channel. I'm Crypto Villa speaking directly from Brazil in order to make you guys know the news in crypto. Well, first of all, I'd like to ask you guys, like always, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. Subscribe button. Also smash your like. Don't forget to smash your like. And follow on Twitter. Also, why? Because I drop the information first on Twitter, okay? And today is a very special day. I'm gonna to interview this exchange team, okay? So let's call them to the show. Hello, MC Liquid, and hello, DJ DeBullz. Thanks so much for coming, guys.
Hello, what's up?
Hello.
Big pleasure to have you here, guys. Thanks so much for coming to my show.
Sending the boost to the moon for the crypto market.
Yeah, sure. And guys, first of all, I'd like to ask you to do a small introduction about what this is about, and just a small introduction.
Right, let me lead this since I'm like the chief interrogator and chief DJs to ensure that we go to the bull for the DeFi market. So what we're trying to do in the cities is very simple. Crypto market is really growing, and we know the DeFi market is upcoming in the future. But we also know that the market needs to adopt to these new changes for the regular crypto investors and traders. That is why CDs exchange come into the fruition. So we are a group of DeFi enthusiasts, group of developers, product managers, and of course just the community beloved crypto investors. I've been in the crypto industry for more than 5 to 6 years now. Product manager, built DeFi, and a very understanding of how the crypto exchange work. And CDs is actually part of the product that we wanted to implement to introduce to the market. CDs exchange is a crypto derivative cross-chain exchange built based on Binance Smart Chain. The product is beta launched today. It's really launched 1 week ago, and it's available now for people to test the launch pool. Yep.
Okay. And in your website, you guys say something about DEX trilemma, right? I'd like to know what is this DEX trilemma, and how can you guys solve these problems?
Yeah, maybe we'll let the MC Liquid just to do a quick introduction of like the MC Liquid.
Yeah, MC Liquid here. I'm the guy who brings the hype. I'm the guy who brings the party. DJ DeBullz is very focused on the product. We're focusing on getting the cut through to get the message across. I think it's important to make that distinction because right now there's a lot of products out there that have a lot of good tech but don't really have a lot of good communication and a way to engage the end user. So if you don't mind, we'll just maybe touch on the story of CDs. Looking at crypto derivatives, very abstract, very complex. How do we bring it down to earth a little bit? It's not unlike DEX or decentralized terms. We make these acronyms, and we thought, hey, look, there is no one actually owning the acronym of CDs, crypto derivatives. So we thought we'd make a play on words and sort of bring that down to something fun and tangible like these throwback of CDs. And then as you see in front of you, you see these avatars. We wanted to, again, have fun with that. Well, who plays CDs? DJs. So we are the DJs of DeFi. The idea is to have fun, connect, and really build a community around this sense of something that's bigger than ourselves, something that's bigger than our product. I've seen some of these communities, they're very tied to the product, but it really should be bigger than that. And so we wanted to bring a higher level purpose to this. We've alluded that to in our messaging, not only about the avatars, but actually this bigger initiative around the pseudonymous economy, actually using character-driven ideals to not only drive personal relationships, but also transactions. So that's what we're doing.
Fantastic. Yeah, just to answer the question about like, what are the tridex dilemma. It's very clear, right? A lot of exchanges derivatives on like Ethereum are really hard to use for cross-chain. And of course, the cost of the transaction and the gas fees are just crazy. Nobody will actually trade any derivatives or anything based on the speed and based on the cost of doing the transaction. So we believe that having a cross chain based on Binance technology, based on Binance Smart Chain, which is cheaper, will actually bring us to there. So that is why we are launching on Binance Smart Chain first. But essentially, it's trying to reduce the gas fees, reduce the latency of the transaction, and of course, having those derivatives product and contracts for people to trade with, and able to actually get into the money making positions of their trading.
Okay, that would be one of my questions. Why powered by Binance Smart Chain? But you already answered. And I'd like to know what kind of derivatives can be traded on CDs.
In the if you have to take a step back, right? Any other projects, there's always going to be like multiple phases. In order to reach to the ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal is actually to be able to do a very simple to use trading interface that is actually accessible to a lot of not so pro traders who actually wanted to trade, long and short, to want to trade like what is happening into the crypto market instead of just buying and selling tokens, right? So we know that is actually something that a lot of traders are looking for. So what we're going to implement on the face-to-face basis, the first phase of the MVP, we're going to launch a very simple swap, right, on the tokens on BSC. That is number one, the phase one. And the phase two, we're going to introduce the aggregator of how, all the tokens on the BSC itself. So can you imagine like being 1 inch on Binance Smart Chain, you can find the best price of like Dogecoin between the DEXs on the Binance Smart Chain. That is phase two. And for phase three, that is where actually going to cross-chain with like Polygon, cross-chain with Ethereum, cross-chain with Heco, and cross-chain with like the layer 2s like Arbitrum and Optimism. And that is coming out as phase 3. So when that is done, I'm sure that during this process, right, we'll be introducing a lot of fancy new features in the exchange, such as like, staking programs, liquidity minings, mobile apps for easy access to the trading experience, right, of the exchange.
Okay. And the cross chain would be also my question. So I already answered. Thank you. And one more question. Right now, a little bit about the token. I'd like to know what's the advantage of being a CDs holder, right? And are there any incentives or discounts in order to use the exchange if you are a holder?
Of course. That is why there's, the utility and governance token for CDs. CDs not only representing a very normal traditional token. I'm sure the MC Liquid could add in a component on an NFT about CDs, but I'll let him answer that. But in essence, right, the token represents a few multi-facet of the exchange. Number one is the governance. As we know, any other project right now, they require voting, proposal, and providing suggestion to get community involvement and to get the DJs of DeFi or people who wanted to participate in this movement to actually have a say about how the crypto derivative cross-chain would work. So that is number one. And number two, the token could be used for like additional reward from the DEX itself. What I mean by that, we actually allow in the smart contract to actually have the stakers for CDs to get also profit share from the DEX profit as well. So this will actually encourage people to stake and hold the token. And number three, of course, the token itself will be used for multi-purpose, such as staking rewards, participating into NFTs and participate into like some other games and gimmicks that we have in the platform. For example, because it's CDs, it's supposed to be fun. So imagine going to a CD shop, right? You buy a CDs not only for listening to the music, you were actually able to participate into like some kind of like a program with the brand, with the musician, with the community. So essentially why that is called CDs and what we wanted to do with the token itself for the token holders. Yeah, maybe
Sure.
MC Liquid, you can add in a little bit of the component of the NFTs.
Yeah, look, this is going to be dropping like it's hot. To quote my man Snoop. Look, there's a sort of a deeper play, and I think not to divert the attention away from the CDs exchange itself, but again, going back to the avatars and the use case for the avatars, NFTs are sort of all the rage right now. A lot of the focus around NFTs has been around collectibles, and I think that's valid. But NFTs in its inherent value just means it has a unique property. So when you talk about user ID, or if you talk about identification of any kind, you essentially are talking about an NFT. So where we want to drive this, again, from a community angle, because without community, the product will not have any longevity or sustainability. So the idea with the avatars and ultimately the NFTs that we will be promoting actually pre-IDO is to start, and this is the stickiness factor. If you can imagine people using these NFTs, I think there's a novelty factor to use these NFTs. They're fun, they're unique, but I think going forward, I think they will have a legitimate use case. You know, Crypto Villa, you and I touched on that on our show several weeks ago. I think increasingly security and privacy will be an issue.
Sure.
And then, as we know, we're in sort of peak cancel culture right now, right? So anything that I do with my real name and my real physical presence is at risk of reputational risk, or could even be, you know, other kinds of risks. And I think these avatars actually demonstrate the future of where we're going. And in our case, with our product, what we'd like to do is test case, you know, show proof of concept. So we're going to be launching NFTs pre-IDO. We're going to have sort of, you know, building a bridge. It's not going to be fully developed, but the idea is using, let's say, 5 limited. This is what we're talking about: a limited of 5 edition avatars. Themselves are going to be use case because, you know, you can create your own persona. You can talk about the project. You know, we'll have incentives for doing that, and then we'll have these collectibles, sort of 3D. Not unlike what you can find on Rarible or OpenSea. But third, and this is where the stickiness comes in, as an avatar holder, you will get unique staking benefits to our CDs platform. It has to have direct correlation to our project, our flagship project, CDs. But using that, again, as a bigger picture play for building that community, and the sky's the limit once we start having critical mass with our DJs, and we think we will have very soon. So we're using CDs as a bigger play, and of course, because it's a DEX, you can trade and do all the NFTs there. You know, you can easily see an NFT marketplace. I mean, it's kind of, you know, not getting too far down the road, but you can see it's a very natural connection, and I think we're doing it again in a very fun and engaging way that does have real use case.
So nice. And just one message for my audience here. You guys can drop your question anytime here, okay? I'm gonna to ask the CDs guys by the end of the stream, okay? And just already a comment here from Pimois. Pimois is here every single show. Thanks so much for coming. Pimois, even when driving, it's here, Pimois. Thanks so much, but be careful, Pimois. Be careful, okay? And keeping going here, guys. About the team, I'd like to know more about the team. Can you talk a little about this team? How many people are working on the project? And are there any partnerships already?
Yeah, definitely. I'll talk about the project side and the team side, and MC Liquid could, you know, just touch a little bit on like the partners and what we have so far. So on our side, we actually have a strong team. Obviously, all of us are pseudonymous, but all of us are working full-time for the project. And we are actually making very good progress. It's demonstrated. Even without the product officially launched yet, you can see that we actually built the whole exchange in like 1.5 months, and it's really live, right, in beta testing. On top of that, there's a launch pool right now, pre-TG launch pool, whereby we just crossed more than $1 million in stake in the TVL for the product before the product is launched, right? This shows the demand. It is real number. You can check it on the smart contract. So there's actually more than 5 developers working on the project full-time, on the development, product managers and project managers, front-end, back-end, smart contract developers. When it comes to the operational team, we have more than, the marketing actually has the most, I think. You know, MC Liquid could mention about that. But I think in total, we have more than 10% working on a team full-time as we speak, right? And that to know is real. We are actually making this happen, and we wanted to bring this to the next level with the launch. Maybe you can chip in, MC Liquid.
Sure. So we have obviously our head of community, DJ Choppa, out of Australia, appropriately named. We have MC Gas, who's heading up our socials for YouTube and Twitter. That's our core marketing team. We have about 5 ambassadors. There's DJ Jack out of Vietnam. He's also Japanese. There's MC Vibe out of the UK. There's DJ Legion. We just announced our first female DJ this week, DJ Lunar out of Europe. And we are probably going to be announcing a new DJ out of Europe, special announcement. I won't reveal them just yet, but that'll be, I think, Friday. So that's 5 going. I think the community is growing. Of course, DJ Sam, nothing is possible. We have to give big credit to DJ Sam. He's the glue of CDs and the DJs. He makes everything operationally possible. He's right now currently based in the US. So we're distributed globally as a lot of these projects are. It's growing fast. The partnerships, we have Parsec, who we launched with, very close to the Parsec team. We will be integrating the smart triggers as soon as we can. As soon as we get our MVP out, we'll start integrating them. And then, of course, DAO Ventures, that's DVD. What goes with CDs, that's DVDs. Hello. So that's our strategic partner, very strong. They have Robotech that we will be integrating. And then last but not least, Master Ventures, major investor, of course, will be launching on Paid Ignition, which was announced only a week and a half ago. Dates on the IDO soon to be announced. All that's happening all very quickly. We do have more partnerships in the pipeline, but we're very conscious not just to announce partnerships for the sake of announcing them. I think there's sort of it's kind of become trendy just to announce partnerships, just get a little token pump. But we realize that whatever we announce, we want to get, obviously leverage that announcement, but we want to very fast convert that into a real tangible product.
Okay. And right now, let's talk a little about the token economics. You guys already talked about the use cases, but I'd like to know what will be the initial market cap and the total raised.
Okay. I'll step into this. This is something that I work with DJ Sam very closely. The initial market cap for our launch on the IDO date with paid ignition is only 99,000 market cap. It is one of the smallest raise in the world. 99,000. That's about it. 99,000. None of the team nor advisors nor even MC Liquid or myself get any token on the first day. None. It's only the private investors and the public investors who get access to the token on the first day. And then the total raise from the private sale and the public sale is $900,000. But the initial market cap is just 99,000. That is one of the smallest in the market.
Both are very low, right?
Yep, very low. This is to prevent people from dumping on us. That is why, just to example why it is so low, I can break down a little bit further. The private investors only get like 5% on TG, 5%. And they will not get anything more from the first day. Then there will be a cliff for 30 days. Then only the vesting will start from the 31st day, right? And it's going to be linear daily vesting for them. So they will just need to claim it and they need to sell if they want. But, on the first month, there's no additional tokens from the private investors to sell. The second one is on the public sale. It is also agreed with the paid ignition guys that even the public sale will be like broke down to 3 tranches. The first tranche on the TG is only 34% of the public sale. Second month, they'll get 33%. 30 days after 33%, and the 60 days after is another 33%, which means that there's no selling pressure at all. It's just about how we can encourage the community to hold on to it with our staking, with our product that we're launching. We believe that that is where they create the most value for long-term holders of CDs.
That's very, very good. One of the best token economics that I have seen in this market.
Yep.
And oh well, I'd like to know about the IGO. You guys already told it is gonna be held on paid ignition, right? And only on paid ignition or another launchpad also?
Public sale is only on paid ignition. Yes.
Okay, and can you guys already share the date or not yet?
Not yet. Sorry. Soon to be announced. Soon. That's all I can say. Soon to be announced.
Wait,
it will happen.
It's going to be in August. Yeah, it will happen in August.
Yes, it will be in August. It will be in August. But soon to be announced. We have to sort of cross the T's, dot the I's, but it will happen, and we'll be making a very, very big noise about it.
Oh, but August, very soon, right?
Yep, just next month. I want to emphasize on one thing, right? A lot of projects launch without a product. And then at launch, they'll take like 3 months to deliver a product. And then the token holders have zero use case for a product. But for us, we have the pre-TG launch pool that has $1 million in TVL, even before we launch the token. Can you imagine like having a product that actually have liquidity and traction and the growth in community before the product is launched? And once this shows and demonstrate the traction that we have and the community believe that, hey, this project is going to be something real in the long run. That's why people put money into the launch pool. So we already have that right now in the website.
Sure. It's a product already, right? Not just a project.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know about the SEX, centralized exchange listing. Are you guys thinking about this? Is there some negotiation already going on that you can share?
I mean, obviously, we cannot commit to create FUD, right? But we are definitely looking into it. There's some sensitivity, though, as we know, because of the Chinese ban. A lot of the Chinese exchanges are, not looking at it at the moment. But do not need to be worried. We will be listing on the DEX first, such as Uniswap and, of course, our own swap, right? And, of course, we are swap. So we'll be listing on our own. And, of course, on the BSC side, right? Apart from that, on the centralized exchanges, there's several partners that we are very close with from the exchanges in China that we will be talking to, but we will not name names until we confirm it. But it's definitely tier 2 and above.
Okay. And I'd like to know what kind of KPIs or goals you guys can share with us. I don't know, transaction volume, TVL in 1 year or something like that. Or users?
It's very, very early to say anything because of the bear market. But one thing for sure, we wanted to compete amongst the best, provide the best service and the best product that competes with the best in the market. But that being said, I wanted to focus more on the two main components. The number one is the customer experience. Usability, having a funky website, having a good UI, good experience is actually a core component to us. We will be doing a very thorough, content and guide to actually help people to use instead of getting people to go here and there to find information. That's number one. So that is actually our number one priority, to get the good user experience. That is why we are investing to build our own mobile app as well. Why? Because we cannot imagine everyone want to trade a DeFi on their own PC, right? We wanted to have mobile experience too. And that is actually not something easy to do. And we will be doing that, right? On a mobile app, we will be partnering with some other DeFi protocols such as DAO Ventures to make this happen. So there will be a swap cross-chain, there will be derivatives trading cross-chain, and then there will also be a multi-chain asset manager from DAO Ventures as well. Together with Par6 Smart Trigger, this is a all-in-one winning combination of how we're going to help the customers and the users and traders to get the best experience from their trading on the DEX. That's number one. And number two, of course, in terms of the adoption, right, we will be introducing a lot. We will be introducing a lot of good features to actually attract people to come to the platform, not only on DEX. As I mentioned before, the number one is aggregator. Could you imagine today that you wanted to trade Dogecoin across the different DEXs and different chains, and you have one multi-chain aggregator that you're able to trade on the Doge derivative on one exchange using one smart contract across chain on all EVM compatible, such as Polygon, Ethereum, Heco, and Binance Smart Chain. That is fantastic because you get the best price when you do trading. So that's number one. There's number two, as I mentioned, right? We'll be introducing a lot of the new funky features, right? Such as NFT, such as staking, and a few more upcoming new features that we'll be introducing. For example, we could do a pool together for the CD sticker to actually stake, and they can get the pool together return for some of the strategies, and then they can get some additional APY and have some fun from the token participation.
Okay. So guys, I'm going to roll out a small video and then I'm going to start the question and answer. We will be back in 20 seconds.
Like this video, subscribe to Crypto Villa's channel, and click on the bell button in order to turn on your notifications. Also, don't forget to follow him on Twitter. That's the only way to get notified earlier so you can take advantage of this. Information is power. Early information is profit.
So let's check the questions here. Semi G first asks, who are the CD's competitors?
Obviously, at the beginning, it will be a lot of swaps. PancakeSwap is definitely naturally our biggest competitor on Binance Smart Chain, but we remain focused. Whatever PancakeSwap is offering, we are actually offering, but something better. Why do I say that? Because PancakeSwap has a lot of community users, and they are not going to sabotage their own business model. But we can actually take some of the TVR and customers from them because we are a nimble startup. We are smaller than them, so we can actually compete on a different level game to them. So PancakeSwap is our natural number one competitor. And the second one, obviously, is actually when we go cross-chain. There's a lot of upcoming cross-chain, but everyone is on the same footing and trying to compete on this same domain. But yeah, PancakeSwap is the biggest competitor we have when we start.
Okay. And Samji, another question. August is nice. Is there any chance to postpone the IDO?
Don't want to comment on a date, but I mean, it's almost fixed because, as we discussed, we have a very small market cap. And we already have the TVL and the community growth. We try not to postpone as much because the more we postpone, the more we delay on the product and the community. We want to get more participation from the community. And without the token, it's very hard to get the community to, stay on. So that is something that we have to consider as well. But I truly understand because of the market condition. That is something that we have been thinking about and brainstorm about us, MC Liquid. We have been having a lot of discussions about this. But looking at the current market that is coming outbound, rebounding, Ethereum and, Bitcoin just went up. Let's see how it goes. Maybe August will be a great start. A great start is better than like at a peak. Can you imagine you bought a token at the peak? Then you will not make money. But you buy it at the start, then you can make money. So buy it at the start. Right.
That's it. So rather launch in a soft and getting increasingly upswing and build from there. And actually, look, with these tokenomics, it for the team side, for the community side, it actually doesn't matter if we delay it anyway, because you're not going to get the cliffs up front. So it's all about building momentum. We're going to have to deliver straight away.
Okay. And you guys already talked a little, but Francisco asks here, is the thing anonymous, and why is that?
We're not anonymous. We're pseudonymous. There's a big difference. Anonymous is you have no tie. I mean, if you go to these 4chan or these things, that's the difference between anonymous. You have zero idea who they are. Pseudonymous is the idea is that you have a character and you're building a reputation behind that character. So we've been out front and center. We've been visible to our public, to our community, establishing credibility not only through our actions and our product, but also through our partnerships. You can imagine to get partnerships on board they're not going to put their reputations in line if they didn't believe in what we're doing. Now, clearly they know who we are. Without that, I mean, it would probably be a non-starter. But again, as I alluded to before, this is a big thing that we really want to test as a concept. I mean, right now, marketing is key to any product, but we do want to have real use case behind these avatars. So without belaboring that, it's all about building the personas, the brand recognition behind the product and the team of avatars.
Okay. And questions from, I think it's Eloyd Anunas, for the pronunciation. NFTs, which are on the rise now, when are we to start expecting our launch to your NFT marketplace?
Yeah, so the NFTs, we're going to do a test batch. We haven't officially announced, but I mean, we're talking about it. So we're going to do a test batch, ideally in the next 2 weeks. It'll be a very, very, very limited, very scarce release, but we want to test what our version of NFTs are, right? Again, NFTs can be most anything. So we think we have something hot. We're going to put it out in the market and see if the market feels the same way. Pending that, so obviously once we get it post IDO, we will then very quickly after that obviously test the appetite for more NFTs, whatever we come up with. And then if we get traction, it's all about traction, then for sure we'll have a marketplace. So you have to take, I can spell the big vision of what we want, but you have to start with very short steps that are actionable and get people excited, and then you use that momentum to spin up as quickly as possible. So all very soon.
Okay, next question. You guys already talked a little, right? Because you have a product, but let's read here. Too many projects promise magic, but never release any working product or prove any revenue within a short, long term of a release. Is it like this? If not, what make it different from other projects?
Well, I mean, we have demonstrated it, right? Go to our website. You can see that we have a pre-TG launch pool. It's working. The contract is public. You can check the contract, and it's 1 million in TVL. We are not joking. The APR is from 300% to 600%. I think there's one pool with 1,000%. Just take your liquidity there. It's there. You can get a token.
It's
right?
free money, by the way.
Yes, free money.
It's free money. It's
yeah.
Look,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The reason why we do this is very simple, right? We do not want to be empty promises promising that we'll be launching the product. We have the pool. We are a DEX, we are a swap. You need to have the pool, and this pool is there. So this pool is ready for you to stick your liquidity in, and then the money is there for people to show that, hey, this is real. And once we launch the beta, we will have the liquidity. Imagine having a DEX that without liquidity. How could you do any DEX or any trading? You cannot, right? Awesome. So you have to have the pool. So what do? We launch the pool first. Then you can stake in, then you can get the APY, and then the product launch, then you can trade straight away. So that is why we actually have this promotion to get the community and the liquidity providers to come on board. That's why this idea comes into the place. And the revenue is there. It's not even a problem, right? Because the formula is there. Everything is on the contract.
And someone wants a job. Can someone experience work as a moderator in your community?
Well, Lloyd, you just have to join our socials, mate. You have to jump in, get active. If you prove that you're worthy, then perhaps you too can be a DJ. Show us. We have 5 DJs already. Always looking to recruit more. We want a legion of DJs because, again, without community, there is no product. So we're fast growing. If you want to be part of the community, show us your stuff. Come join us.
Well, SEMPRE, thank you for the project. That was the ideal date. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Watch out. Follow our socials.
Soon.
Follow our socials. There's a lot of announcements. Please follow our socials.
That's it. Okay. That's it.
And the Lloyd is, thank you for the explanation. And guys, I think that's all the questions. Do you guys have any final thoughts that I'd like to share?
MC Liquid?
Look, it's all about getting people excited. It's about the vision. We have a big vision. CDs, again, is our entry point to the market. DJs is the bigger call to action. Join us and actually starting, look, there's a lot of sort of frivolity. It's easy to say big things, but I think we've already demonstrated very early we're very serious. We are passionate people. People are excited about what we're doing. And I think it's just get involved and find out. Like it's you know, watch any of our content. We've done some really good stuff. I mentioned before the CTO former CTO of Coinbase quote retweeted me. That's my claim to fame right now. And it's a big nod of validation for us anyway. You know, I've been following him for quite some time, inspired that he's really given us a sort of a roadmap of ideas of how to bring, you know, not only just a sort of a churn and burn, you know, crypto is a lot of projects out there. How not only are you going to differentiate, but how you can inspire others to change and actually make a difference with the technology. And I think we're doing that. We're showing not only that, hey, you can make money, but you can also make a difference too. So, you know, come with us on the journey. You know, if I had my voice, we do voice modifications too. If I had my voice mod, I'd throw out some more hype. But you know, we're very excited about what we're doing. I think we all feel like we're actually doing something cool, and it's fun to talk about and all the different things we can try. I mean, it's only the beginning.
Okay, and the people can check the news on Twitter and Telegram, right?
Yeah, sorry, you know, that's good. We need to get better at that. So cds.exchange is our domain. You can do CDZ Exchange, Google, we're across. We're highly driven by SEO. CDZ Exchange is our Twitter handle as well. DJsofDefi.com. You can find us there. We have streams 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we have all individual socials. MC Liquid, DJ Sam, and soon to be DJ DeBullz. He's going to have his socials up soon as well. And, you know, we're all visible. Again, we're all actively communicating to our community, telling people about what we're, you know, thinking. We're involved, so you can contact any one of us.
Okay. So, thank you so much for coming to my show, MC Liquid and DJ DeBullz. It was a big pleasure. Pleasure, nice conversation.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Crypto Vela.
Thanks. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And guys, thank you so much for watching my show. And tomorrow, 2 p.m. UTC, again here, okay? Tomorrow, 2 p.m. UTC for the last news in the crypto space. Thanks so much for coming. If you have any additional comments or questions, just drop a comment right here. I'm going to answer later on, okay? So bye. Thank you so much for coming. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. UTC.